Stitches Creates here on Flosstube and on Instagram. And also on Instagram, I have a page, Lynn X Stitches. So welcome back. If you are coming back, I appreciate it. This is episode number 3. This is a channel about cross stitch and project bags that I make. If you are new, welcome. I hope you like what you see. Today is going to be a short day, but come back and visit again. And if you like it, hit like, subscribe. It's all great. So today I have not a lot to show stitching wise. I have no fully finishes. I have no finishes. My sister-in-law came to visit from New York. She's fully vaccinated. We're fully vaccinated. She wore her mask the whole time on the airplane, which was still kind of a scary bit, but you know, she survived it. She came to visit. We were very glad to have her visit. She came to see my husband in the play that he was in. If you watched my last episode, To the Bitter End, I added a little blurb about Murder at the Banquet, and that was a cute production mystery comedy that my husband was in, and it was a lot of fun. So it was the first theater outing for this year since 2020. We went February of 2020. We saw The King and I, and that was the last theater production we've seen. So it was great to be out at the theater and to have fun again. So she was here for about 5 days, stitching, not so much, visiting the zoo, visiting the Crone Conservatory to see the butterflies. If you are coming in for StitchCon, that is something you want to put on your list to do. You have to get reservations, tickets. I forgot to put my phone on airplane mode. I will do that right now. But tickets are definitely worth it. It's only $10 to go see the butterflies, and they are beautiful. They tried to have this exhibit last year, COVID, so they had to dismantle it all. They tweaked it a little bit. All the butterflies just came in the Wednesday before Mother's Day, and they're amazing. So if you're coming in for StitchCon, take an hour out of your schedule and get over the Crone. It's worth it. Speaking of StitchCon, I got my StitchCon shirt in the mail. Well, actually, I didn't get it in the mail. Candy, the 614 Stitcher, she ordered it for me when she ordered hers, and I picked it up from her this past week. So I have my StitchCon shirt all ready for weekend A. I am looking forward to it. I'm hoping to be helping out at weekend B, so if you're not going to be at weekend A, I should still see you at weekend B. And if I'm not working the weekend and you'd like to meet up, send me a message and we will get together, lunch, dinner, whatever. Let's see what else. So let's move on to whips. Like I said, stitching over the last 2 weeks. It's been crazy. My sister-in-law was here for 5 days, and then we finally got to meet our grandson. He was born at 34 weeks. He was premature. He was in the NICU for 3 weeks until he was big enough and his lungs were good enough to come home. And then we had to wait an extra 2 weeks because we had to get our Tdap booster, and we had put that off because we were getting the COVID vaccine, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, everything has to, you have the shot and then you wait your time. So we finally got to meet him last week, and we spent 2 different afternoons with him. So that's been great. So stitching kind of on the side. I did put a little bit of stitching in on Dorney Lane. Not a lot of change, just a little bit. So I'm not going to show that tonight. But my May piece, one of my May Whip Go pieces which is also for the 614 Stitchers mental health awareness, mental health care, Sal. Sorry, Candy. I will put it, I will have my producer put it in. And so this is the pattern I'm working on. My stitching time is sometimes for your safety. Remember that. And this is where I've gotten to so far. I really love this. This is so much fun. I need to move my Q-snap so I can get to the other two corners, but I thought I would finish up some more words, and over the next 2 weeks, hopefully in the next 2 weeks, I will have a finish on this. So that's my mental health care awareness Sal. My other one was my 25/7. I've been challenging myself and my producer because I put it in here. He keeps asking me every day, have you worked on the Christmas stocking yet? So this is the Christmas stocking from hell that I am working on. It's so pretty. It really is, and I love it on the canvas. It's just a matter of all this blue here is 5 strand on a 14 count Aida that is very stiff. If I make any mistakes, then I start fraying out the floss. Most of the stitches is 2 strand, but this detailing here is 5, and it's just a bear. So that's part of the reason I don't like it, or I have not been enjoying it. But having said that, even with my sister-in-law here, I tried to do 25 minutes. If I didn't get my 25 minutes, I tried to make it up the next day. So I did a couple of sessions where I did 2 25-minute. And so this is where he is. So I've got the beginnings of the house here. His legs are all finished and he has boots, and I started his shadow. So this is 3 strands. This is 5. So there's some detail. You can see some of the blue. I guess it's like a reflection on his boots. That's 5 strands. That's ugly. But made some progress, right direction. I probably will still start my grandson's Christmas stocking, even though it's not done. So that's all my whips for today. Just the 2. Third one, very minimal. I have yet to start my May whip go. I have another new start, and I haven't started it yet. I was trying to do it yesterday so that I could show you, have something to show you, and didn't happen. But, you know, that's life. So, I had some Stitchy Kindness. Candy, the 614 Stitcher, made me this beautiful, look at that, isn't that gorgeous? She quilted this for me, and I have a end table at my stitchy spot in my sunroom, and she made this for the top of it. It's a white cabinet. There's cat fur on it. But she quilted this. I mean, look at those points. Look at those. She tried to tell me how terrible it was, but those points are fabulous. Look at that. Look at how awesome those are. She's her own worst critic. To me, this is beautiful. This is gorgeous. I love it. So that was my Stitchy Kind. Other Stitchy Kindness. As you know, Colleen, Moon Pie Fry, and Rebel Stitcher on Instagram, Needle Minder, Maker Extraordinaire, is moving to New Jersey. And I know some of you that are living in New Jersey, Amy Sprinklestein Stitches, I know you are so excited to have her, steal her away from us, but we are sad that she is going. So as she's cleaning stuff out, she's been giving me some fabrics that she bought that she thought, oh, maybe she'd make a project bag for, or that she would use as finishing fabrics. So I think you're going to be thrilled, guys, because these will be made into bags. There's one of the fabrics. There's another one. And then a third one. All Game of Thrones. So, you know that these will be made into fabrics. Sorry if I shook the camera. Are made into fabrics. Yes, they will be made. No, they're already fabrics. They will be made into project bags. So they will be for sale. I may make these actually and have them at StitchCon. I will have a trunk show. So these, if my husband and I get it all together, these probably will be in a trunk show at StitchCon. So yeah. So you won't see as many things on my page over the next couple of weeks because getting the June bags out, still making project bags for the quilt store, which if you're coming in for StitchCon and you are a quilter, Stitches and Such is a quilt store in Glendale, which is just around the corner from the Sharonville Convention Center. It's in the historic section of Glendale. It's a cute little area. There's a little coffee shop. But it's a great quilt store. They're very welcoming. They're very much like Keepsakes, where everyone just welcomes you in and you feel like, you know, you've come home. So I will have some project bags there. And I've also got many special orders. And if you need a special order, like if you found fabric that you think, oh, I love that, and I have not seen anybody make a project bag out of that, and you want a project bag out of that, contact me. I am more than willing to put it together for you. I have a lot of ladies that have sent me fabric, not things that I would make, not things that I would do, but I enjoy that kind of a challenge. It just is something different for me, and it's kind of fun for me to see, well, what would I pick out of that pattern to have as the zipper strip, to have as the button, you know, and make that, it's a creative challenge for me. So if you would like bags made out of fabric that you already have in your stash, contact me. I need a half a yard for inside, half a yard outside. That's just to make sure that I have enough, because patterns can be directional. They can have, you know, just different little issues, quirks that we have to work around. To give you an example, one of the ladies at Keepsakes, she just had me make some bags. How is that? It's a quirky fabric. She is a quilter and she likes antiques. So this is just really, this is not something I would pick out, but it was a lot of fun trying to get the zipper strip. And then I chose a smaller size button, and that's 2 spools that ironically, the only place that they showed up on the bag were there. Another one that she gave me was this one. It's like vintage dress patterns on flour sacks, I guess. And there's the front. And on this one, the word stitch was on the fabric, and I was able to get it on the button. That one was really cute. And then she had kind of a vintage Christmas pattern. And then there's the front. And for the button, I just did one of the Christmas wreaths. My husband had suggested one of the heads of the dolls, and I said that would be a little creepy. So yeah, so if you've got fabric, contact me. You can message me through Instagram. You can email me, linxstitchescreates@gmail.com. I am more than willing. I really enjoy it. I really enjoy the challenge. Okay, so enough about project bags. June bag, if you haven't signed up, there's still just a couple left. Not many. I'm down to my final few. Check for the post on Instagram. Use that link, Google link, to sign up. Haul. I'm just looking at my list real quick. Okay, haul. I subscribe to the Black Needle Society boxes, and hopefully by the time you're watching this, the unboxing video I did for the latest May box, which was the Rainbow Stitches box, will be up. I had to do that quickly because it was raining here today in Cincinnati, and obviously my mailman had my box near an open window because it was absolutely soaked. Thankfully, there was a scarf in there that came they had the scarf, it's a large scarf, and they had it very flat in a plastic baggie, and luckily that was wrapped kind of around everything, so that protected everything in the box. Thank goodness. Katie and Laura, great thinking ahead, and Athena. Oh, and speaking of Athena, I have another one of her shirts on. Today's shirt is cross stitching. It's a fine line between hobby and insanity. Which, depending upon how you do it, yes it is. Oh, and I should show you too, my Mother's Day present from my daughter and son-in-law. I don't know if you can see, there's separate beads, and the beads are set up like Morse code and spell out grandma. So, that was just fun. Anyway, so Athena, Stitching Goddess Designs, she has a Facebook page where she sells her shirts. They're very well made. The shirts wash up beautifully. Check her out. She's wonderful. And she sent me some fabric so that I can make project bags for her, which I'm really excited about because it's really adorable fabric. But anyway, backing track to the Black Needle Society. I get their boxes. Back in August, I signed up for the Lost in Austen box, which was all Jane Austen themed. Pride and Prejudice, Emma, Northanger Abbey, Mansfield Park, and Persuasion. And it was such a fun box. We had a day where we were on Facebook Live and just had such a fun time. Well, with each box, they do a photo challenge. And I was up for that, and I got lucky, and my name was drawn. I won the photo challenge, which they gave me a $25 Etsy card. So I could not let that go to waste. Could not let that linger in my Etsy account for very long. So I got some patterns. So this one, Whistle Stop Stitcher Designs, Jennifer. Many of you may have already heard this. What I'm about to say next is wrong. So sorry, Jennifer. Chester was in need of oral surgery, which he had and is doing well. He did not die. Once again, Jennifer, I'm so sorry. I'm a goob. It's about Chester's Place. This pattern was designed and money from this pattern was donated in honor of Chester, who passed away. So, and it says, until one has loved an animal, a part of one's soul remains unawakened. And right around the time that Chester passed and Amy Sprinklestein Stitches, her cat passed, we lost our 16-year-old cat. He had been living with thyroid disease for over a year. He was doing really well, and one morning he woke up and he wasn't. and we had to make that decision. So love this, love all the animals. It's great. Stitchrovia, some mini tea time. Cute little patterns. I'm not sure if they're backward for you. I think they're backward for you today. I'm sorry. So there's always time for tea, but first tea. Tea makes it better. You're my cup of tea. Where there's tea, there's hope. All you need is tea. So I was thinking one of these might be my small for StitchCon. I've got another idea for a small for StitchCon. I've got a third idea for a small for StitchCon. I don't know what my small is going to be yet. I will figure it out. I might not have one. I don't know. Anyway, also from Stitchrovia, something I'll make one of these times. We're not getting old, we're getting awesome. For my husband. From Cherry Hill Stitchery, United We Stand. And she was having a sale, which was cool. And then finally, from MI Studio Creates, the Cardinal is a visitor from heaven. And my mom always said that. She always had a special place for cardinals. We all gave her cardinals. So anytime I see a cardinal, I always think of her. And it's a beautiful pattern, Brooke. Thank you. Brooke from MI Studio Creates is the one who does the patterns for my quarterly project bags. So you know it's a great pattern. And finally, with Paul, I am a member of the Stitching Book Club, and meaning that I bought the year subscription to the Stitching Book Club. So we've done our first one, which was Sense and Sensibility. This is the second one we're doing this year, which will start in June, Little Women. The third one in September will be The Great Gatsby. I've never read that one, so that'll be fun. And then, so those three patterns are part of my subscription. The fourth one is a special thing. We'll talk about that another time, but it's The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. So I was busy sewing Friday, trying to make up for my sister-in-law being here, and because I thought I was ahead and I really wasn't. But so I spent Friday sewing, and I missed getting the kit for this. So I looked through my stash, and I actually had most of the colors. This is the color palette for it. It's great colors. Kristen always picks such great patterns. Stitching Book Club is also, Kristen is the designer, and she's Sapphire Mountain Crafts on Etsy. So these were the colors I had. These were the colors that I needed to get. I have these colors. They're somewhere in a project or multiple projects. Probably multiple projects. I'll find them eventually, but it's DMC. It's okay. So that's the, and then the fabric, she said ivory. I got a 28 count antique white linen. It's not really a white. It's not really a yellowy ivory. I like it with these colors. I think it'll be pretty. It's kind of stiff, but I did stitch another Stitching Book Club. Secret Garden was kind of a stiff fabric like this, and as it was in my Q-snap and I stitched with it, it softened up some. So I don't mind it. It's going to be fine. So that was my haul for this week. Of course, my other haul is in the unboxing video, Black Needle Society, the rainbow box. You can see my poor box is just absolutely a mess. I was so happy that everything inside was okay, but you can just see this poor box. It will never be used as a box again. So, I wanted to thank people for shouting me out in their channels. Becca from Sambrie Stitches, thank you so much. Janet Jabber, Bobby, Pumpkin Creek Primitive, and I'm not sure, Athena from Stitching Goddess Designs. I'm not sure if Three Trail Stitchers shouted me out or just visited, but either way, I appreciate them stopping by. They were new to me, so I'm just starting to watch their videos and enjoy their camaraderie, just like me, Rebel Stitcher, and the Wandering Stitcher. And of course, Brenda and Laura from Brenda and the Cereal Starter. Laura had showed the RBG bag that she bought from me, and she mentioned my grandson. And, you know, I'm not going to put a picture of my grandson right here for everybody to see because, you know, why would you want to see that adorableness? So, thank you. Thank you for stopping by. If you've stopped by from some other channel, please let me know in the comments below. I am so excited. I'm almost at 300 subscribers, and when I hit 500, I'm definitely going to do a giveaway. It will probably be a project bag. If you think it should be something else, let me know in the comments below, but it probably will be a project bag. But that's when we hit 500. So like, subscribe, tell your friends, share my video. If you have any questions, ask away. And I will see you in 2 weeks. Thank you for stopping by. Have a good week.